Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. If this is the first time you're stopping by, welcome. My name is Serena, and today is going to be a story time of what happened to my Damier Azur Girolata. I no longer own the bag, and I will insert a picture right here of what it looked like. So if you are new to my channel, there is a video of a what's in my bag, detailed video of my Louis Vuitton Damier Azur bag. And in front of me now, I actually replaced that bag with this beautiful Speedy in the Damier Azur print as well. And it's the classic Speedy size 30. So I did do a YouTube short of my unboxing of this bag as well as a detailed what's in my bag video. So if this is something that you're interested in, be sure to check out those other videos as well. So basically, I want to explain why I sold the bag, how much I paid for it, and how much of a loss in a way I took on that bag. So I purchased that bag pre-loved from eBay in October of 2021. It was my everyday carry bag up until October of 2022, maybe November of 2022. So I took that bag everywhere with me. Rain, sun, snow, hail, everything. I took that bag everywhere. It was my everyday carry. I loved that bag. And it was originally going to be part of my forever collection of my Louis Vuitton pieces. So I did want to go ahead and, do all of the preventative measures to keep that bag in as good as, new or next to new condition. So I apple guarded the vachetta. I cleaned the canvas every week. I put it in a dust bag. I was very, 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 very careful with that bag. And with a Damier Azur print, it is very high maintenance. And I did realize if I did want that print, I was going to have to be very, very careful and very meticulous in the way I carried the bag and what I exposed it to. So with that being said, I did notice some wear because it was a pre-loved bag. On the bottom of the bag, the feet had some wear. So I decided to go to Louis Vuitton. Well, not go to them because I live in New Mexico. So I ended up going online to schedule an appointment with one of their care experts. I wanted to get the feet replaced, and then also on the edges of the bag, as well as the top of the bag, the glazing had started to show some cracking and some wear. So I thought, okay, no big deal. I'll go ahead and get a price quote to have them reglaze the whole bag and put new feet on it. And so I went ahead and I did that, and Louis Vuitton said they were not sure if they were going to be able to do the repair, but to send it in anyways. So I went ahead and sent in the bag, and about 2.5, 3 weeks later, I received a phone call from customer care, and unfortunately, they were not able to make those repairs. With the bag, since it did not have a zipper toward the top of the bag, there was very, very fine cracks in the canvas. So once you have any type of cracking in your canvas bag for Louis Vuitton, they cannot repair it. So I made a decision, or I had to make a decision pretty quickly on what I was going to do with that bag. Was I going to attempt to have it repaired by a cobbler, they call them, or, person who, revamps bags, or was I going to sell it and, try to recoup some of the money that I paid for it originally so I could add that, and, get rid of that, add that money back, and then replace it with another Damier Azur piece. So since Louis Vuitton was not able to repair it, I didn't know if I wanted to risk having a cobbler repair it, because once somebody else besides Louis Vuitton does repairs, Louis Vuitton will not do any repairs whatsoever to the bag. So I did know I wasn't going to keep the bag if I knew Louis Vuitton wasn't going to be able to replace any of the vachetta, etc. So I made the decision to go ahead and put it back on eBay and resell it. So I had originally purchased the bag for $1,500 with the authenticity guarantee, and it didn't have any of those issues. So I want to kind of back up a little bit. It did not have any of the cracking or glazing issues. I don't know if it's because I live in New Mexico and it tends to be drier, or if I wasn't conditioning the bag enough, but for some reason it started to have those issues, and I didn't want to keep the bag. So I made the decision to go ahead and sell the bag. I did list it for $1,000, and I listed it. I figured my cost per wear. I was wearing that bag for over a year, so we'll just say a year and a half. I wore that bag every single day. I took it on many vacations with me, and I got my full use and enjoyment out of that bag. So when you are dipping into luxury handbags or luxe collecting items, you kind of have to take that into account. So I do know that I did get a lot of use and love and enjoyment out of that bag. And unfortunately, I was not able to keep it or repair it so I could keep it longer. And that's why I made the decision to go ahead and sell the bag. So I sold the bag. I did fully disclose all the pictures, all the close-up pictures, the side pictures where the, where the little bit of the cracking of the glazing was. I took at least 20 pictures or more. And what I do like about being a purchaser on eBay or a seller is that you can have that communication with a prospective buyer or a prospective seller, and you can ask more questions. So I didn't have any issues selling that bag. I sold it for $1,000, and I was able to save that money to pick up this beauty, which I was super excited that I was able to find such a great deal. Even though the Speedy is a more common bag, I'm glad in the fact that I know that it's still in production, that if I did want to have the vachetta replaced, if I needed to have the zipper replaced, if I needed to have the leather piping here, the pull tab, or any of this replaced, I could do so easily because of the fact that they still make this bag. And so they still have the items to make the repairs. And it didn't have any of the glazing issues that my other bag had. So that's why I wanted to do this story time of why I no longer own that bag. And if you were thinking of purchasing that bag, I'm going to just say probably do your research and see if you can find another bag that is still in production that is this print, the beautiful, white check Damier Azur print. And I would just say do your research. I wish I would have done way more research on that bag before I purchased it. I think I was just so excited that it was more unique for a Louis Vuitton bag. It was in the check print. It was hitting all the boxes that I really wanted in purchasing another bag to add to my collection. So I do wish I would have done more research. I do wish I would have probably looked at other bags that were still in great condition but were still in production, because it is easier for Louis Vuitton to repair bags that are still in production. Not that they can't repair vintage bags, but it does make it a little bit more challenging. So that's why I wanted to do this story time, just to give you my thoughts, give you my personal opinion. I am by no means a Louis Vuitton expert. I am just a girl who loves Louis Vuitton pieces, especially vintage pieces, and I did want to give you all a better, more informed, decision making and example of what issues I experienced with that bag. So that way, if you see that bag on the pre-loved market, you might think twice before adding that to your collection. And maybe I just got a bag that, was a fluke and it just didn't have as much quality as I thought it would have. I mean, this bag, this Speedy, is a 2011, and it is in, I don't want to say excellent condition, because there is this, lighter discoloration right here, but I mean, this is just in great condition. So, you know, I do wish that I would have done more research and would have really looked at other Damier Azur pieces before pulling a trigger on that one. So that's my quick story time. Hopefully that gave you some good advice and some food for thought. And I am going to be making another video on what other bags I'm looking for to add to my collection, and also hopefully the end of this year film a current Louis Vuitton collection. Not that I have many, because I only have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. I have 4 bags in my collection currently right now. So hopefully you enjoy this video, and to everybody who watches and shows support and likes and subscribes and comments, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And as we do in all of my videos that I post, if no one has told you that you're loved and appreciated, I'm telling you right now. Bye friends, I'll see you really soon in another video.